Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm so glad you're here this morning. We have two special guests here in the studio, but first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew take care of everyday comfort needs, and it's going to be another comfortable day because we'll have a good breeze. High 85, low 59. Water temperature at the end of the pier is still 75 degrees. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. Looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown folks at 2.1, and we've heard reports from it the last couple of weeks. It's extremely low. Be careful on it, but also enjoy it. It is beautiful right now. The Choctaw Carabelle 1.7. It's almost going underground. We joke about that every day, but they're walking across up in the north end up in Alabama. They're able to walk across some of the spots of the Choctawhatchee River. Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tide today. Today is November the 9th, and good strong tides all the rest of this week. Good strong tides. If you have a chance to take advantage of it, do so. Our wind direction will be coming out of northeast at about 15. We'll have some, some weather. We're right on the verge of some weather. Just keep an eye on reports and all, and we'll keep you posted on it here on our show. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. On our guest this morning, familiar faces, Ricky Snellgrove here. Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning, Winston.
Good to have you. Steve Wilson over here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I've known these fellows for a very long time, have all kind of history behind them. They're here to promote the wild game cookout down at First Baptist. They're sort of some of the driving forces, been doing it a while. But speaking of history, Panhandle Outdoors is sort of a feed off of a show y'all once had, Howell Tackle and Red Holland.
Yeah, when I used to go with Red Holland a lot.
You see him a lot on Red Holland.
I used to try my best to aggravate Red on a daily basis, and we had a good relationship. He was a great talker, as you well know.
Yeah, he was.
A great fisherman too. So.
And you and Scott Lindsay were.
Me and Scotty, yeah.
Y'all did some stuff.
Red would go to the Keys, and I'd go with Scotty sometimes and do the show.
Yeah.
It was a good time. He was a good guy.
Welcome back to the Outdoor Show.
Yeah, that's good.
We're glad to have you. Still at Howell Tackle, doing really great. Florida Gators and your dad, and we've known each other since you were kids and all, and I had both of his kids, his son and daughter, were in my outdoor ed class, and it was great experiences.
Yeah, they enjoyed being in your class, and they're doing good. So.
They are. And Jonathan's in the marine construction. He ended up doing some outdoor stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he loves being on the water. So he
was like a captain. Didn't he get a captain?
He did have his captain's license at one time, doing parasailing, and actually had a little charter business for a little time.
That's
and,
cool. All right, now let's get started on what we got coming up.
Well, at church we have done a game feast, and so now this year we're got a great speaker coming. He actually was coming the year of the hurricane.
Okay.
And so we rebooked him for this year, and he's excited about coming. And TC, I think he'll do us a great job. He's a very unique speaker.
Here's the poster here. This is the wild game dinner at First Baptist. You always do it the Thursday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We tried to stay with that because it lets, if people, you don't have to guess when it is.
That's exactly right.
Only one year we changed it to when the speaker could only come, and that was last year.
Yeah.
We went to Monday
night, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And he is a good speaker in the movie War Room. That was a great movie.
Well, he is a definite, he's a little bit of a prankster, I think.
Yeah.
I've never met him. Look forward to meeting him, and I think it'll be a great, I think it's going to be a great speaker. He's a very unique guy, very outgoing.
I've been to almost all of your events, and this is the 18th one.
18th,
and you missed it because of COVID and because of hurricane. That's the only
hurricane put us out a couple of years, and COVID put us out.
Yeah.
So we didn't do it for 3 years, correct?
3 years, yeah. Last year was our first year back, and
it was a good one last year too.
Well, again, it's like we talk about Highland Park, and it's the great fellowship with.
It is.
They're just talking to guys, and just there's so much
Well, you know, you can put 40 women in a room, and in 20 minutes they'll know who they've been married to, how many kids they got, what they're doing for the next 6 weeks. You can put 400 guys in the same room, they won't hardly even talk to anybody. So we're trying to get our men's ministry, you know, it's been good for us.
I know it, and y'all work so hard at it. I know people don't realize how much work y'all put into it.
It takes a lot. You know, we have sponsors that help us with, you know, securing the speaker and the cost. I mean, tickets are only $5, so it's you know, we do have sponsors that, you know, help us, you know, finance it. So.
It's good.
Well, yeah, they don't move. It's a big line, but it just goes boom. The line spreads out, and goes so fast.
Yeah, we have 8 serving lines, and you know, so we usually 1,500 people we can serve in 20, 30 minutes, and so
well, this year we're basically doing all the serving in the parking garage.
Yeah,
and so that's been a great. Whether it rains or whatever it does. It's does a good job to have that.
I know you got tables in the parking garage too. I know that. I remember last year we really enjoyed seeing some folks, and you know, I go around from table to table, and
that's good.
And it's just a lot of good folks there. What kind of food we're gonna have this year?
Well, this year we're doing. We'll have a dessert, of course, and we'll have 3 meats and a starch and green beans, and it'll be good. It's always been good.
It's always good and all. I know in the past I've seen you over there frying fish and just working y'all behind off.
They do. We have a group that comes, and different ones do different things, and they do a real good job.
So the tickets now, how can folks get tickets?
You can get them at the church. You can buy them online through the church.
Through the church website, firstbaptistpc.com.
Okay.
You can buy them online, and or you can go by the church office.
Or come by Howell Tackle. We have them.
You got them at Howell Tackle?
Sold some yesterday, so that's good.
Great.
We just try to give $5, you can't hardly get a cup of coffee for $5.
You can in some places.
And so you're not going to get a meal for $5 most places like that. But it's we have tried to do it for an accountability to see how many people we need to prepare for.
That's great.
And
how many tickets you got?
Yeah, we never turn nobody away, and it's a good thing.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We have so much to talk about. I don't know if we can get around to it. But listen, real quick. First of all, I want to mention when we did our outdoor cookouts, these moms always helped send stuff to the kids and all. When both of your kids came through, his wife Amy Holmead Wilson, she cooked some baked beans that was the best we've ever had, and it was incredible how good those beans. She still did it even after her kids graduated. She still sent us some baked beans. I never will forget that. So
yeah,
Steve has a very special mother.
Yes,
to put up with him and Philip, that's for sure.
Yeah, but those baked beans are famous. They are delicious, and
her willingness to do that later on after her kids graduated, that was just real cool. Okay, so thank you, Amy. Okay,
I got one thing to say. In your teaching through the years, I have had a host of customers that went through your classes.
Well, thank you.
And the outdoor ed really rounded up a lot of people. It made a big difference in their lives. And I talked to one last night that your name came up. I said, I'm going to see Chester in the morning.
Oh.
He said, tell him I said hey. So,
okay,
yeah.
Good deal.
It was
awesome.
good. It was really good.
Well, I've been blessed doing that. I really have, and I'm very thankful to have done it. And we keep it going as much as we can. But we go way back when, and I would trade so much of Howard Tackle back in the day, and I would go Ricky. But then I started doing a book.
Oh yeah.
He was so much help when I was doing the book.
Winston, you can see the book over there, the full box, and Winston came to me. He says, "Can you buy some of these books? I said, Winston, I got a way we can sell them books. He said, well, what's that? I said, I'll tell you what, we'll sell a couple hundred in one day. He said, well, what's that? I said, you need to start signing them and number them. There ain't but one problem. I get one out of the top 10. And he did, and that particular day, I just told him that there was a host of people that came that day.
We went to Howell Tackle on a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. He set it up and people started coming out of the woodwork.
And we sold 175 books that day. And one of the special, Grover Davis came. And he was a great, he loved the book, and his whole, a lot of his family was in there. And so it was a very special time.
Yeah, it was Rick's idea to number them. I numbered the first 1,000, and Gail and I got 1 and 2, and then Wendy and Chip got 3 and 4, and then he and Scott Lindsay started getting the next. So that was special.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That was special. Okay.
And can I say something?
Sure.
I think I have found 20 of your books.
Oh, that's right.
In 2 boxes.
Okay.
And I'm going to have them next week.
Okay. Mark that down. We got a couple other boxes, and we're gonna have them down at Howell Tackle. The original printing. We really started at Howell Tackle. That was the main impetus that got us going. The outdoorsmen started coming down there and buying that, and then they'd call somebody, run down to Howell and get that book.
Yeah, we sold a bunch of them.
And Ricky was just, in fact, we didn't even put them on display. We just set them right by the cash register.
That's right.
Remember that? And he just cut the box open, and he was just sitting there with the box.
It was good. We'll have 20 more, I think.
That's good. Okay, that's good marketing. And speaking of tackle and all, we've had a pretty good year.
I think the river fishing is, I have not been, but I had a call last night. It's as good as I think it's ever been.
I've heard that too.
I mean, it
those
is.
are big rivers. We've heard.
Chattahatchee's been good. Apalachicola has been good. They say that the depth of the water is critical.
Yeah.
Which we do know. So it's beatingest thing I've ever seen.
You know, Steve and I were talking. You took over Howell Tackle when it had gone down a lot, but it's built it up now. It's incredible.
Well, I'll tell you something. You're going to have to go a long ways. It's not me so much as the people I have working.
Yeah.
They're as good as it gets, and they do a great job.
Well, they're so knowledgeable, and they get out there and doing it all. And you still doing your live bait? You got
do live bait, shrimp, and all the frozen bait, cigar minnows that are caught here in Bay County, and.
Have you found it harder to get live bait lately, or is it just still a challenge? You got a pretty good supply chain.
I do. We have a guy in St. Joe that's caught them for most of us here in town for a long time. They do a good job. The problem is the weather, the wind affects it because they're caught in such shallow water. We get a hard north wind when we need them so bad, they have no water to catch any. So
I know y'all used to put on some tournaments and all. That was really some interesting times.
It was good. It was hard to believe that 40 years has come and gone.
Has it been that long?
Close to it.
Crazy.
Pretty close to it. So.
And tell folks, we had a lot of folks move in to watch the show, how your tackle store actually started out the back door selling tackle.
Correct, in Lynn Haven.
Yeah.
1983 we moved to St. Andrews.
Selling tackle out of the back. And,
yep.
But just hard work and perseverance and just treating people right.
Yeah, it's been good.
And now people don't realize what an outdoorsman Steve is, and we were talking about, I've been following you over the years, and he loves to get out and surf over the years. I mean, you've been a big time.
My son, later in life, probably 10, 12 years ago, he called me up and said they're having a kind of demo day out at the beach, and so I went out there and got addicted to the surfing. And trouble is, Panhandle City Beach doesn't have surf all the time, so I got affiliated with this hydrofoil electric surfboard, which, once you get going, it'll lift you up out of the water, but it'll run you 30 miles an hour for about an hour and a half. And
pretty cool.
I downloaded the app for it one day, and it showed over the summer I've put in 800 miles of surfing distance on it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's amazing. It new technology, and but it's being up on the foil and being able to, it's an amazing ride.
Okay, well, during the break we're going to see if we can get a little bit of video, and because that is incredible and all. Getting back to you just started that, what, 10, 12 years ago, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's never too old to learn, is it?
Never too old.
No, he's an old goat.
I had a guy call me the other day, he was in his 50s, and he just all of a sudden started fishing. He just said, I wanted to do it my whole life, and just at that time, he's crazy about it. I told him run down to Howard Tackle.
Well, a lot of people don't live in an area you're able to fish.
Uh-huh.
And especially if they've worked in a big city. We get a lot of Chicago, New York, people that travel that work professional jobs, and they move to Florida and will learn how to fish.
There it is. There it is.
So.
All right, we're going to take a final break and be right back with Rick and Steve. Okay, welcome back. First, let's take a look at our fishing game time brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. We have one time today, 11:28 to 1:28. Take a look at the shirts. Beautiful shirts right here.
They've been really nice. A new design.
New design and long sleeve. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And okay, and also talking about tickets, guess what else they brought? They brought some tickets for us to give away. So we'll do like before, just later on, not right now, give time. Call me later on and we'll give you up to 2 tickets. You and your buddy want to come. Thank you for doing this. And,
thank you.
And we'll touch base with, I may meet you at church, or if you're around town, I can drop them off. So we'll touch base with it. So we're glad to do it. We're talking about one of the biggest, what's the biggest challenge in putting on this cookout?
Probably the food prep, because 1,500 people, that's a lot of food, and just getting it prepared, and I would say probably Ricky, wouldn't you?
I'd say that knowing, the not knowing, we have been very fortunate to not really had any big things. Sometimes you might run low on something, but it's basically a mathematical equation. I was taught that, and so if they come, we'll feed them.
The folks down at First Baptist, I've known them so long, and Brother Connor, Craig Connor, I just think the world of him. He's actually real good friends with my first cousin from Jacksonville. So
really?
Yeah, so I just...
I do my best to straighten him out.
I know it's a challenge. Speaking of challenges, so listen, Steve was talking about this. We're going to show this if we can real quick. This is him. Okay. Now tell us about it. That's you, Steve. Okay, behind that boat. Tell us about it.
So the hydrofoil it's got a battery operated, but what it does is it has a propeller. It propels to the board, but as soon as you get to a certain speed, it lifts you up about 3 feet out of the water, which gives you a true carving type experience on it. It's been fun, and really being able to see all the wildlife and everything underneath you, because you're really about 3 feet above the water. The sharks and the stingrays, and saw a huge turtle the other day.
You did?
I've never seen a turtle that big.
Really?
In the Gulf. So
that's good.
So it's battery powered. It lasts about an hour.
About an hour and a half, and it can get up to it can get up to about 30 miles an hour. So I bought an impact life jacket, because some of the collisions with the water can be, little.
Oh, yeah.
So,
pretty good.
25, that's like when you're skiing or something.
Yeah, it's
actually almost faster.
Yeah, it is faster, right? So you do have your life jacket on.
I do have, and it's got really thick foam that protects my ribs, and so.
I can't help but think about fishing on a trolling or something with that. The technology to film and put a pole out or something.
Crazy.
I know, in the tackle business, they're talking about technology, which that's amazing technology to develop that. You've seen the same thing in the fishing industry.
Oh, it's changed.
Is it incredible?
Incredible. They have so many things that are an asset that you have to learn how to use. You learn how to use it correctly, it'll help you.
I know it, and even in the workmanship of the rods, how lightweight the rods are, and the reels. Every year, you think you have a good reel, and the next time you go.
You think they're never going to come with something new.
Exactly.
And they have a lot of really smart people doing the coming with new items.
Yeah.
Some are great and some aren't.
Yeah.
And they realize that.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of new stuff coming all the time.
Yeah, I go down to ICAST. I marvel at the inventions and different things.
Oh, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, we just want to be sure to invite everybody to our wild game.
Okay.
Put the poster up there.
Okay,
Chester.
here it is.
And it's a Thursday, the November 17th. The dinner starts at 5:30. That'll give you time to fellowship with people that you hadn't seen in a long time. Then the program's at 7, and we try to keep it very, spot on and basically listen to them speak, and that's what we go to.
It's just a great time. I want to encourage you to come.
Very good.
We'll be there, and we'll be love to see you. And I know it's just in that movie War Room. It was a great movie.
It was.
The secular group said, "Well, I don't know about it," but then it sold made $60-something million or something.
It was #1 at the box office for a couple weeks, which is incredible at that time.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah, awesome. So come and partake of it. And also, if you want tickets, give us a call, or either run down by Howard Tackle or get a hold of the church folks.
Yeah.
And you can do it online.
Online.
It's pretty simple. We get a report every day.
And we have, I think, almost up to $5,000 in door prizes. So
we're close.
We didn't mention that.
Yeah, we've got Hearts Marine has donated one of those sportsman condos that you see sitting out front.
Oh my goodness.
Bubba does a good job.
Gun Depot USA has donated, I think, three items.
3 firearms.
And then we've got Heart by Iron.
Oh my goodness.
They've donated a feeder pole and tree stand.
Just a lot of odd stuff.
A lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, fellas, we got to get out here. Thank y'all so much for getting up.
It's good seeing you.
Like old times, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We're
Appreciate
looking
it.
forward to seeing it. Can't wait to it.
All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Folks, as always, we appreciate the viewership. Always appreciate what you do for your fellow man. Always do something good for someone else. You have a great day. Enjoy our beautiful outdoors, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.